Hello everyone. Um, Today, as requested by the one of the viewers of this YouTube channel of mine, somebody requested me to discuss some examples in C programming and give the ideal lines of programs, no, and excuse me. Um, as I reviewed my previous videos, I decided to have six, no, six programming problems which I'm going to discuss today with my own solution, no. I would like to clear my stand that programming is a science and it is an art at the same time. As a science, no problem, no, we have to follow rules, we have to follow syntax, but then as a standard, as an art, um my solutions, my line of instructions, my programs might not be the same as your solutions. Okay, so let us make it clear. This is my way of understanding the problem, and this is my way of addressing the problem. This is my programs. Okay, and in your side, you can create your own for as long as, like I said, your program targets the problem. Okay, so here, I would like to share my screen. And by the way, this is my YouTube channel, kuyaeggworld. Honestly, this is I the name here is out of nowhere. I mean, I just have this kuya egg. I just like the word, and I have here kuya egg world because the content of this YouTube channel is on my personal activities, no? My personal activities as an instructor, a family man, husband, a father. Okay, so all the activities that I have, if I can do some video taking, then I am going to upload it here. Okay, so for now, I am sharing with you guys some examples, programming examples, and hopefully I can give solutions, and I can share the logic of such solutions for you to understand programming, flexibility, and whatsoever. Okay, so here, the first problem that I'm going to address with is this one. Okay, please follow my screen. Design a program to ask for a string, and display it back on the screen. It will also ask for two numeric values and will then compute and display the sum and product. And lastly, it will also ask for a character value and then display it. All this will comprise a single program only. So in one program, your program will ask for a string value, then it will ask for two numeric values and get the sum and the product, and then lastly it will ask for a character value and display. Okay, so here, this is my way of thinking. This is my line of programs. Okay, normally we have to start with include stdio.h for us to be permitted in using printf, gets, whatever statements that we wanted to, for as long as it is being granted here in stdio.h header file. Okay, and I did use int as my main function, and I have here char x 30. This is actually an array variable which can hold 30 characters. I intend to have this for a string value. Okay, right? And then char y is for what? For character value. And this int ab is for the two values, and sum and product is for the formula in getting the total and the product of a and b. Okay, so these are my declarations based on the given problem, right? Are you following? Okay, now here, printf enter a string value. This is in accordance with the problem, right? And then I did use gets x because gets is capable of asking string values. And take note, my x is what? X is a character. It's an array variable that can hold 30 characters. Okay, it's a string value. And the second printf of mine is enter a character value. Okay, again and again, this is in accordance with the problem. The problem demands me to have this line. Then I did use scanf, then %c because I need character value, and followed by my variable y. My variable y is what? It's a character value. So in programming, your declaration must be in parallel with the data types or data placeholders that you're using. In here, I did use %c because my y is a character variable. Okay. Then the third printf is for the first numeric value, and I did use %d. This is an integer data placeholder because a and b are actually an integer variables, and I did place it here, a. The last printf statement is for the second numeric value, and I intend to store it to variable b. So all in my program, I did ask how many? String value, character value, numeric value number 1, and numeric value number 2, right? And in here, I did compute the total value of a and b and store it to my variable sum. My variable sum is an integer variable, okay? And in here also, product is equal to a times b, okay? Because the program says, get two numeric values and display the sum and the product, okay? So, I did here printf entered string value is, now this is now the display part, okay? I tend to display the string value by using puts, right? We are all familiar with puts, the gets and puts, input and output statement. Then I did display here the total value by displaying the value of sum, and the product also by displaying the product, the result of these formulas. Okay, are you following? And in here, the last one, the character entered whatever is the content of my y here. Okay, so more or less this is the explanation of my program. Okay, I hope I made it well in explaining, and we'll try to just copy this one and paste to my online compiler. Let's see if this program will run. Sorry. Okay, for a while. Here, Control B. No, sorry. Control C, and then Control B. I cannot copy. Control B. No, sorry. For a while. Control C, and then in here I have to issue Control B. Oh, Control B for a while. I'm sorry. Here, Control B. Here. Okay. Now this is my program. Okay, I just copied it here, and we'll try running this program. Okay, the declaration here, the input area here, the process here, we tend to get the sum and the product, and then the output area is in here. Okay, display the result. Now we'll try clicking run program. Let's see what's the screen output. So here, never mind the messages above. Enter a string value. Say for example, I will say my name is Junel de Hilig, right? When I press enter key, that my name string Junel de Hilig will be stored to our x here, our x, right? So press enter key, and then our program asks for a character value. Whatever is this will be stored to our y. So for example, my character value is p, then that p will be stored to y. Press enter key. Enter numeric value. Say for example 78, right? This 78 will be stored to variable a. Press enter, right? And then 4, for example, that 4 will be stored to variable b, and press enter key. So this is now the display. Entered string value is my name is Jonel de Hilig. Total value, the sum is 82. Then the product is 312. Character entered is p. Okay? So did I address the problem? Going back to the problem. Design a program to ask for string value. Display it back on the screen. It will also ask for two numeric values and display, get the sum of the product, and ask for a character value and display. So that's it. No? I did ask for a string value. I did ask for a character value. I did ask for two numeric values, and then display whatever is the entered string value, display the sum, display the product, and display the character value. Meaning my program is absolutely correct. Okay? So I hope I did explain it well. Okay? Now let's move on to my selected second programming problems. Okay? Here. Design a program that will ask for two integer values, 2, and eventually display the sum of the product. Actually, similar to the first problem. We are to compute for the sum of the product and then use your last name. Okay, this is it. Last name and first name as variables for asking the first value and the second value. So meaning in here, the first example, instead of using A and B, we'll be using my last name and first name. Okay, so I have here a program. Okay, now here, look at this. Include, int main, and then int Hilig. Hilig is my last name, Junel is my first name, and then sum and product. So I have 4. Then here, I did ask for a numeric value and stored it to my last name, Hilig. Why did I use last name? The problem demands it, right? Last name and first name. And then enter another numeric value and store it to Junel, my first name. Are you following? Okay. And I did get the total by saying Hilig plus Junel. So whatever is the value of Hilig and whatever is the value of Junel, that will be stored to sum. And then product is equal to whatever the content of Hilig multiplied it by the content of Junel, then that will be to stored to product. And display the sum, display the product. That's in here in the problem. Okay. So again, we'll try to copy and paste. I hope you're following. Okay. Especially to the one requesting this video, please watch this carefully. This is for you. Here, this is now my program transferred to my online compiler. Okay, I did have here Hilig, Junel. I asked for first numeric value and stored it to Hilig. The second numeric value is stored it to Junel. I did compute for the sum by saying Hilig plus Junel, and for the product is Hilig plus Junel. Display. Okay, so we'll try clicking run program. So now the program is asking for the numeric value. So when I say 34, this 24 will be stored to Hilig, my last name. And then when I see 4, the second numeric value, this 4 will be stored to Junel, my first name. When I press enter K, then my program display for the total value and the product, which is 136. Okay, so again and again, is my program addresses the problem? Yes, of course, it addresses the problem. Because the problem says na you'll be asking for two integer values, get the sum and the product, display it by using last name and first name in getting the two values. Okay, so in programming, when you're to create a program, try to analyze the problem. Okay, check the input requirements, scanf, the gets and whatsoever, and then think of the formulas as the program demands it, and then display. That's only it. Input, process, and output. Input is where the entered value requirement. Process is on the formula, like getting the sum, getting the product, and the output is more on the display. The total value is, the product is, that's it. There are only 3 parts in here. Now let's proceed to the third problem. Okay, I hope you're getting my point. I hope I did discuss it well, because this is my dream, this is my advocacy, that someday you'll be enjoying your programming journey, right? If you're good in C programming, and if you want to migrate to another programming languages, I tell you, it could be a lot easier for you. So I would like to suggest, do well in C programming. This is your foundation in programming journey. Okay. Now this is the third problem. design a program to ask for a title of a movie and then display. It's very simple, okay? And this is my program. We'll be asking for a string value. Title of a movie is a string value, okay? So I have here include and int main, right? Then I did use character. I declared x as an array character variable, okay? Which can hold 30 characters, okay? And then I did ask for enter title of a movie. And for you to get a string value, you'll be using gets. Okay? So then get x. So x can hold how many characters? 30 characters. Now once you have a string value for this, then you can display the entered string value by issuing a command puts. Puts is actually the partner of gets. Puts whatever is the value of x, meaning print whatever is the value of x on the screen. Okay? So now we'll try to copy this program and we'll check if this program will run. The best thing for you to know if your program is, syntax free or your program is okay is to use an online compiler or any C compiler and then run, execute. If it runs, then the program is more or less okay for as long as the screen output meets the requirement of the problem. Okay, so here we'll try clicking the run command. So now the program is asking for the title of a movie. So for example, what movie is that? This is one. Manalo Matalo, for example. Manalo. Sorry. Manalo Matalo. Why did I choose this one? Because when there was this the taping was done in Star City, I was there. I saw Cesar Montano and the rest of the cast. I thought I could be part of the the movie, but then when I saw the actual movie, I wasn't there. So was that part anyway. So enter title of movie Manalo Matalo. When I press enter key, that Manalo Matalo string value will be stored to x. Okay, x here, because our x is a character array variable and it can store 30 characters. We'll try pressing enter key. So here, entered string value is Manalo Matalo. Question: is my program okay? Yes, it runs, right? Is my program correct? Yes, it is. Why? The problem says design a program to ask for a title of a movie and display. And here, it asks for the title. And I did display the title here, right? So this is correct. Now, let us move on to the next problem. I have six. So here, the next problem is this one. Design a program that will ask for 5 float values. Float values, when you say float values, it is actually a numeric value but with decimal points, okay, decimal value. And after asking for 5 float values, store it to A, B, C, D, and E. So we'll be using variables A, B, C, D, and E in our program. And compute for the average value using your last name. So meaning when we are to compute for the average of A, B, C, and D, we are required to store it to our last name as variable and then display the result. So this is now the program. Int main, right? Float A, B, C, D. Please follow my mouse pointer. Okay. So why float? The program demands it. Yeah. I need to ask for 5 float values, and then since I am having 5 float values and I am to compute for the average, so I need to display my last name as variable as float also. Okay. This hilig, my last name, is actually the storage of the average value of the 5 float values. Okay. So on these lines, enter 5 float values. I just to make my program a little bit shorter, I just compress it. I did have 5 float data placeholder intended for A, B, C, D, and E. So when I am going to execute this program, when I am going to run this program, all I need is to separate the 5 values by a spacebar. Okay? And then the next line is to get for the average. So to get for the average, we have to add the 5 values and divide it by 5, right? And then display the result. So I have here hilig because hilig is actually the variable that I did use because the problem demands it for one and the last name, right? So we'll try to copy and paste. Copy, then go to our online compiler, paste, right? This is now my program. We'll try clicking run button. Okay. So now my program is asking for the 5 float values. So I need to separate it with spacebar, right? Because I did compress. I supposed to have 5 scanf and 5 printf. It's a little bit longer than this way of programming, and programming is an art, right? So I am now applying the concept of being an art. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 values, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. When I press enter key, that 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 will be stored to A, B, C, D, and E respectively. When I press enter key, average value is 4.0. Where did I get this 4.0? Because of this, hilig is equal to close and open parenthesis A plus B plus D plus E divided by 5. Okay? So, I hope I was able to discuss the idea of this program. Okay? And second to the last problem. Okay? This video is, I think it's a little bit lengthy, but I hope you're getting something in here. Okay, the fifth problem is this one. Design a program that will ask for a name, so it's a string value, an age, it's a numeric value, and then your program will evaluate whether a certain age can vote or cannot vote. The following conditions are to be considered. If age is greater than 18, take note. If age is greater than 18, then display he can vote. Else, meaning if age is not greater than 15, meaning if somebody is 17 and lower, your program will display he cannot vote. Display the result. So in here, this is now my program. Okay, int age, and I did declared name as an array character variable that can hold 30 characters, right? And then printf, enter his name. I did use gets because gets is capable of getting a string value from the keyboard and stored it to name. Printf, enter his age. So whatever is that value of age will be stored to variable age. Age is declared as an integer variable. And here comes an if-else statement. If your age is greater than 18, then display he can vote. Else, meaning if this condition is false, display he cannot vote. Right? So meaning in this particular set of conditions, if your age is lower than 18, if it is 17, 16 up to below, then you're not allowed to vote. If your age is 18 and above, then you can vote. So that's the idea of the program. Okay, so we'll try copy and paste. Let's see if this program will run. Okay, so I have here, I'm sorry. All right, so int age, car name 30, right? Enter name, gets name, and so on and so forth. So we'll try clicking run button. So here, my program now is asking for a name. So say for example, Junel de Hilig. When I press enter key, that Junel de Hilig will be stored to name, an array variable. Okay, so And now the program is asking for an age. So say for example 46, because I am 46 now. So that 46, when I press enter key, will be stored to variable age. And then the program will determine if that particular age can vote or cannot vote. So he can vote. Okay? We'll try another example. Say for example, my son, my son, Hilary Junel Healy. Okay, he is 16, I think. 16. When I press enter K, he cannot vote. Okay, so is this program targets the problem? Yes, of course. Right? The problem says design a program that will ask for a name and age, right? And then evaluate whether he can vote or he cannot vote. So my program asks for a name and an age and determine if that particular age can vote or cannot vote. Okay. Now, in programming, we have to look into the problem as basis of our solution. Because if in your case, for example, you're going to create a program without taking into the problems, without taking into the technicalities, the input requirements, the output requirements of the problem, then you're nothing. Your program is useless. Okay? Now, last programming example problem. Design a program to ask for three numeric values, three integer values. Okay? And evaluate it. Check, look at it, and display whatever is the largest value. Okay, so by just looking at the problem, we are into using conditional statements in C. Okay, and as of this video, we have how many conditional statements? We have if, the simple if statement. We have what is that? We have if else, right? We have ladderized if, we have nested if, and we can even use the switch statement. Okay, we have five conditional statements. So here, let's see what particular if statement that I did use. I have here include, int main. I did declare three variables. Why? Because I need three numeric values. Okay, and then enter three values. Again, I tend to compress the using of scanf. So I just have here the three data placeholder, and then whatever are the values will be stored to x, y, and z respectively. All I need is to separate the values into spacebar, right? And then in here I did check if your x is greater than y. Now take note, if you can remember my previous video, in this particular problem we have to eliminate. We have to do some elimination. We will apply the process of eliminating. So here, if this condition is true, meaning x is greater than y, then in this particular line y is being eliminated. Y is out of the picture. And I did use nested if. Why? Because I have here an if statement, and within his jurisdiction another if else statement. Same with here, if this condition is false, do not perform this part and look for another statement. The next statement is another nested if. If y is greater than x, then another nested if in here. So in this particular program, I did use nested if. Right? So in your case, it depends. If you can address this problem by way of using switch statement, then go on. Go ahead. If you can solve this problem by using ladderized if, then that's yours. Go. Okay? For as long as what? In here, the problem did not specify any specific solutions. Right? Sometimes, the problem gives some specifics. In this particular example, the problem demanded for the using of A, B, C, D, and E. Right? So you have to follow depending on the problem. Okay? So here, if this condition is true, meaning x is greater than y, then y is being eliminated. And the next conditions here is to check whether x is greater than z. knowing y is eliminated, so the two considerations now is on x and z, right? Now, in here, we ask whether x is greater than z, because if this is the case, then x is the greatest, right? If this condition is false, meaning x is not greater than z, then z is the greatest. This is not y. C is the greatest, right? C is the greatest, right? Yeah. Okay, are you following? C is the greatest. So here, if this condition is false, meaning your y is lesser than, your x is lesser than y. So at this line, x is being eliminated. Now previously y is being eliminated. Take note, this is too technical. If this condition is true, sorry. If this condition is true, then we have to eliminate y and look into the x and z, which is the greatest. So we'll then ask whether x is greater than z. If true, meaning x has the greatest value. If this is false, then c has the greatest value. Why? Because y is being eliminated. Y is out of the picture. If this condition is false, meaning your x is not greater than y, so x here is being eliminated. We will eliminate x and we will try to look into the value of y and this is not x, y and z, right? We'll try to ask whether the value of y is greater than z. If this is true, then y has the greatest value. False, then z has the greatest value. Okay? Are you following? So I hope I did explain it well. Actually, I have a separate video on this. I know you're familiar with this algorithm already. I did discuss this, and I just have here another example for the sake of discussing this 6 programming problem. Okay. Now here we'll try to paste. Okay, and we'll check if this is okay, right? So we'll separate it by comma. So 2, 3, and 4. When you press enter K, I'm sorry. Here. Let's go back to the problem. Okay. We did ask if y is greater than x is greater than y. If this condition is true, then we'll check if x is greater than z. If this is the case, display the value of x. If false, display the value of z. In here, we did ask whether y is greater than z. Okay? No. If false, we'll try to ask again in here. If x, no. If y is greater than z, right? Because in this particular line, x is being eliminated, and we'll ask in here, right? Yeah. Okay. We'll see if we have to erase this problem. Okay, it's not part. So if this condition is false, then proceed to the else portion, meaning x is lower than y. So we'll try to ask in here if y is what? Greater than z. If this is the case, then y has the greatest value. If false, then c has the greatest value. Okay? So we'll try clicking the run button. And in here, the program is asking for 3 values. What was that? 2, 3, and 4. We'll try pressing enter K. So here, 4 is the highest value, right? So we'll try again. 3, 4, 2. We'll check. 4 is the highest value. We'll try another set of commands. 67, 54, 56. 67 is the highest value. I was not able to separate it with a comma. Anyway, instead of comma, you can press enter key. Still okay. 78, comma, 56, comma, 30, 42. Press enter key. 78 is the highest value. Okay? So, I hope I was able to discuss the different problems, the different programming problems. I was able to deliver a clear discussions of my own solutions. Okay, and I hope you can use these techniques in your programming journey. Okay, thank you so much for patiently watching my video. I hope you will still interested with my next videos, and try to scan, explore my YouTube channel. There are lots of videos in there. My personal videos, my personal activities as a father, as a grandfather, a husband, and an instructor. Thank you so much for now. God bless you. God bless us. You know, God is good all the time. Thank you so much.